Hey faculty, welcome back to the final installment of Canvas 101. I'm Owen from TVS Educational Tech, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to post assignments in Canvas. If you'll remember from our last video, posting class documents, the concept is going to be the same here. We're still going to be dealing with modules, but we're going to be actually doing it with course objectives or skills in mind, designing this. So let's get started. So once again, I log in and I'm at my dashboard. I need to go into the course where I would like to start building out my content. And of course, for me, it's going to be my sandbox course here. And of course, we see my my nuts and bolts module that we created last time. And for this session, I created a sample module here for something I used to teach in my AP language class. It would be the three appeals: logos, ethos, pathos, as the essential sort of elements of argument. And I wanted to just kind of build out some ideas and some concepts that I might do, might use with kids to sort of teach that content. So I'm just going to break this down and I'll show you how to do them in the middle here. So the first thing that I would want kids to experience, I found this little video, and it's actually a TED Ed video, and it's how to use rhetoric to get what you want. And of course, I've embedded the video, and then I've actually given kids a context down here. They're to watch the video and take the following quiz, which is right after it. The quiz for me is just, like I said, a pulse check here to make sure that they've gotten out of the video what I want them to get out of the video. What you'll see when we go into the quiz in a minute is I've allowed resubmissions. They can resubmit as many times as they want. And I've set Canvas up to take the highest score that they've done. For me, that would just be kind of a formative assessment tool, but you don't have to enable all those things. So, of course, I still have the embedded video. It's not just a link, kind of like on the last time when we showed you that embedded PDF. But literally all kids would do would be to click play, and the video would play, and they could watch it however many times they needed to watch it.
How do you get what you want using just your words?
It's a pretty great little video if you are in that that content area. Back to modules and show you what else we've got. So that's kind of the teach piece of that sample video, or of that sample unit. Then I've got this quiz. I told you there was a quiz in there. Actually, before I go to the quiz, let me show you how I built out that that addition to the module there. So what I did was I added an item to my module, and what I did was I added a content page. Click on content page, and I click new content page, and I titled it the name of the video. For this one, I'm just going to call sample, delete later. I'm going to click add item. And of course, now I have this. I can kind of go in here, and actually what I want to do is click here, and I want to edit. And when I get here, I have a bunch of, this is what's called the rich content editor. Okay, it's a lot like what you would see in Microsoft Word or any of those other tools. And I think it's kind of become ubiquitous in our digital culture. And by that, I mean, I don't think we need to go over what BIU means and all the other fun stuff. But if you'll notice down here, there is a YouTube link. And if I click that, I am able to embed content from YouTube. I would just search for the name of the video. Or if I happen to have YouTube open on another tab, I can click here, and this is the rich content editor. The embed code from a YouTube video, let me just show you real quick. I'll go into YouTube and I'll show you what I mean. And I'm just going to go into the same video that I just showed you here. I'm just going to pause it for a second. Go to share. And, you know, there are a bunch of links to share, but then next to there is this embed code. If I just copy that, and go back over here and paste it, that will be embedded in that video as well. So this is really great if you use tools like Prezi or other tools that offer embed codes. This is how you would embed those items as opposed to just putting links in there. It's a really kind of slick tool to make everything look really professional. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel because I've already got that on there. Yes, I want to. Okay, now let's go back into that quiz. I want to show you really quick how I made that quiz. Okay, so we'll go into the quiz. And I'm going to edit. And these are the details of the quiz. There are two tabs up here. This is the title. Here's the quiz instructions. Of course, here's your rich content editor like you're used to. It's a graded quiz. It's in the assignment group quizzes. These are kind of neat. I can shuffle the answers so it's so that kids can't cheat. I can give them a time limit if I want to. I can also, like I told you, this is kind of a mastery sort of assignment, so I've allowed them to make multiple attempts. I could even give them a certain number of attempts if I wanted to do that. You can actually allow kids to see the correct answers once they've submitted. Show one question at a time. And then how to assign, where to assign it. Okay, up top then, if I kind of click on questions, I can actually build out questions. I've got logos is, ethos is, pathos is. I could add new questions here, so on and so forth. And once I'm within that, if I click here, I'll just show you really quick. I have logos is, the appeal to logic, the appeal to ethics, and I've selected this as the correct answer so that when kids submit answers, this has a key in there for you. This is not the most, I guess, easy quiz editor to use out there, but it is fairly robust in the options. So, mileage may vary on that. I really liked it because with much of Canvas, the more I build in on the front end, the more it benefits me on the back end. So I'm willing to do a little work on the front end if it benefits me on the back end, and I can use this later. So that's kind of why I like this tool in particular. So there's that quiz. Go back into modules here. And then what I had here, this is a link to another tool called Prism, where I had them actually go in and annotate. It's a link to another site, and they can actually, it gets data from annotations. And so groups can annotate tools and get data from that. So that would be something they would do. Go back into modules. We're not going to demo that though right now. And then finally, once we've done all those things, I actually have the essay. And I set this up through assignments. But what I have here is quite a bit. So I have the prompt up here. This is an AP released prompt. Okay. And then what I have down here a little bit is actually what I want them to do. Okay. 1 and 2 would be standard on any kind of AP prompt. But I always added 3 in as well for context with grammar. So in addition to doing the above, they have to highlight or underline a present participial phrase in their essay, an adverb subordinate clause, so on and so forth, with the idea of varying sentence structure contributing to complexity of writing, right? The cool thing is whatever you enter here is going to show up on their calendar. Let me go there real quick. I will show you, it's over here, calendar. And when I go to the due date of this, if I just click on Alfred M. Green, check it out. There's all of that stuff right there from their calendar. I included a link right here to the prompt so they could just download that immediately. All right, so, and of course, all of that is set up through assignments. It's very much like the quiz editor. If you'd like to sit down with me, I'm happy to work with you on that. I'm going to go back into the dashboard and the course, and I think that might be everything, but just let me double check. Okay, that actually is everything I wanted to show you there. Once again, I kind of use modules as skills. So that way when kids would, when they're done, they can just kind of close that little area and move on to something else, okay? But it's also readily accessible if they wanted to go back. But I know other teachers use modules as units. How you use modules is really up to you, but I think that's kind of a good way to start if you're looking for a good way to start. All right, thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, let me know.